DeMichael Lee ran an outstanding team camp this past weekend at Gretna. It got many high school basketball teams involved from the area, but I asked Coach Lee to talk about the involvement he had from his younger days as a player at Alta Vista, and we talked about what is it to be relational, not only as a young guy, but even now, how can he be relational and make it stick to his younger guys, and what is success to DeMichael Lee? That and so much more right here on the Sports Buffet podcast. Your new father, newish, has being a coach made you easier for fatherhood, or has fatherhood made coaching easier?
I say both, because I have a little girl. She's 2. She'll be 3 in October. My wife, she's pregnant with our baby boy. He'll be in October, so I'm gonna be going through another change, but it's for the better. But if I come home on a loss or things ain't going for me well, I go home to my daughter and I forget everything. Her name's Zora. I love her so much.
You learned, well, I guess not learned, but you played under Mike Cartolaro. What did you see that helped you not only with the team camp mentality, but preparation mentality under Cartolaro? Were you even thinking about coaching at that point?
I was. Actually, I started coaching when I was in 8th grade. I helped out at the Y, and then, things just started, opportunities kept presenting itself. But, I'm a very observant person. I try to be, and, everything with Coach Cartolaro, I'm just going to be honest, I wanted to be him at a young age. So I just watched him, and then, he blessed me for being on the staff. And, just watching and throughout the years, I didn't think it was this tough. But, Coach Cartolaro had so many teams, and he had 3 locations. He had the Y, he had both high school and middle school. But I just thank and appreciate him and thankful that I was a part of his journey.
What was tougher than you thought it would be about coaching?
Being realistic with parents. I try to be straightforward with parents, but you got to be realistic because, that's just the way to be, just be straight up. I'm not trying to sell a kid a dream. I just want him to go to school, be respectful. And when you get in the real world, just be respectful, be a good person, be a good husband, father. I know everybody want to go Division I, but, that might not be your calling. Your calling might have to go to a lower level school to branch off and get better. But, it's just how it is.
When do you want your kids to know that Coach Lee loves me? Like, do you want them to get the day one, hey, this is the guy I can play for, he loves me, he's going to run through the wall for me just as much as I'm going to run through the wall for him? How long does it take to build relationships would be a shorter and better way to ask it.
Okay. All the kids that I meet, I tell them day one, don't lie to me. And, sometimes they be too honest because, I had a kid, he didn't make the summer league game, and I asked him why didn't he make it, and he was like, my alarm didn't go off. Now, I don't know if he telling me the truth, but, hey, I respect him, just communicate. But pick it back on what you're saying, as far as Coach C, as far as putting on the team, communication is key. Communication is key.
So define relational to me, the word relational.
It's more than basketball. I ask kids how their mom doing, how their girlfriend's doing, just building that bond. And it's just easy. I just feel like it's easy to have a good relationship with kids if you're real with them. What
did you learn from playing with Kenny Hunt?
I learned from Kenny Hunt that that's great. That's a good question. That's a great question, Bob. When you got a good player and a good person, just cherish the moments of being around them, because sometimes a Kenny Hunt only comes through every 10 years. So I would say just appreciating him. I know that's a crazy answer, but just appreciating him, enjoying being his teammate.
Do you feel like you were able to cherish the postseason runs as a player?
Yeah, I really did. Be honest with you, Bob. I remember I used to get happy. I remember you may remember this when they used to give each player like little medals.
Yep.
And I was so excited to get a medal, and I didn't play a lick.
Right.
But I got moved up from the JV team, but I knew my role, so it was cool just to be excited to just get that medal.
You mentioned about coaching when you were in 8th grade. What did you learn then that you can still apply now?
You can always play good man-to-man defense.
If you had played, it was man-to-man defense coming from that or coming from Cartolaro or what?
Coming from Coach Cartolaro. Like I said, man, if I wasn't a part of his program, I wouldn't know basketball as much as I do. And I'm not saying I know everything. I just know the basics. And, you got to have fundamentals. It's a skill to pass the ball. It's a skill to set screens. But, that's not the flashy stuff. Everybody want to cross someone up or get the oohs and ahs from the crowd. Just like I tell my guys, you got to be basic before you can be fancy.
I heard you talk about the experience going to Martinsville and playing at Martinsville, different from anything that you'd ever done. Talk about that a little bit.
Yes. So,
and talk about the play, too, by the way.
Oh, well, like I said, we put up a new play in called Falcon. Jamar Davis, he threw a lazy pass. Number 15, I think, stole it. And I'm thinking, like, there goes our season. And versus, running the clock out, he goes up for a dunk.
When you put in the play, did you think you were going to run it that soon after?
Yeah, because, this is keep it fresh in our minds. Right. So I'm thinking, like, there goes our season. And he missed the dunk. And luckily, if it weren't for TJ Tanks not giving up on the play, he got the rebound and he ended up getting fouled. Went to the free throw line, he tied the game up. And like I said last night, if you could just replay that image, the ball hit every part of the rim and it just fell in Ray Sean's hands and he laid it up. And like I said, that was March Madness before March Madness started. They passionate about their basketball up there in Martinsville.
Obviously, you wanted to make it further than you did this past year, but you ran into a good Floyd County team. What did you learn about going up against a guy like Brian Harmon and Floyd?
He's an excellent coach. He also, I remember playing them vividly, especially the second half. That I thought I was playing Coach C at one point because, he's very patient. He going to get what he want. But they got a good team. Even though they lost fairly coming in this year, they're still number one in my book in the Regency.
How important do you feel like preparation is?
Very important. You got to prepare to perform, to have good preparation. You got to prepare to perform.
How do you convey it to your kids of not only preparation's important out here, but it's important in the classroom. It's important whatever you do in life. Preparation's the key.
Yes. You just got to drill it in them every day, man, because they'll listen to you 1 minute and the other day might not. But as long as you just drill them in the head, as long as you know you're doing the right thing and it's telling them, it's up to them to listen. And you can't save everybody. You can't get through to everybody. But if you can get through some, that you did your job.
Final question. What's the definition of success in your eyes? Not necessarily on the basketball floor, but just the definition of success.
When you see, especially me being here at Gretna, when you got older guys that's graduated 3 years ago, like a Kamar Chadden, Ryder Brooks, when they come back and say, "What's up, coach?" Or if Jay Jiggers and Deontay Davis, if they go to the football locker room for workouts and come just speak to me, that was success because, they didn't have to come speak to me. So I felt like that was a success. Like, we both did each other some good when we had time together.